Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Taurus for the month of April, including late March 2025. So welcome, Taurus. So we are in the zodiac sign of Aries. So lots of forward movement, hopefully this month, lots of action, positive energy coming through in the fire sign of Aries. You are in your 12th house of secrets. All that is sort of intuitive, all that is sort of really underground comes to the surface this month, Taurus. So dreams, intuition, synchronicities, etc. do tend to surface in the 12th house. Very meaningful time as well too, especially if people from the past pop up or old sort of hurts may rise to the top again for you to deal with. So let's move ahead. The energy around is the Page of Pentacles, which is a very earthy card. Like yourselves, you are earth people. So new projects coming in, plenty of scope for growing and expanding here, especially with anything that you were thinking of sort of setting off, maybe a new job or something like that, or maybe just some sort of venture which later can bring you in financial reward if that is what you are looking for. Also, obviously it's a page, so it can represent children coming through as well in the next 4 weeks. So, you know, I'm sure some of you may be expecting a new addition perhaps, or it may be a story about one of your children or grandchildren coming through. But very earthed, very loyal, very nice card, the Page of Pentacles. Where you are right now, Nine of Pentacles, so very much a completion card, very much the card of all things coming to fruition, if you like. Very strong female card, this Nine of Pentacles as well. I mean that sort of, you know, for females doing really well in a sort of male-dominated world where they sort of, you know, punch that glass ceiling very well. But overall, it's just a really nice card to sort of signify a completion of stability, financial, you know, savings, or just how you're doing well in your day job, if you like. So a really nice card overall to have for your here and now. Let's see what's influenced that to come through. Knight of Swords, so messenger cards as with the Knights. Swords, Knight of Swords is the card for Gemini. It's also a card for expect the unexpected. So all sorts may come through. People from the past, as I mentioned before, may suddenly breeze into town for a bit. But this Knight of Swords, he doesn't stay around very long. It's a very quick, lightning sort of energy, really comes in and then it goes very quickly. But like Geminis, or it's very much about communications, about ideas, and about just things, the mental acuity, really. So expect the unexpected, I would if I were you. And, you know, focusing on the 12th house, which is your intuition, your dreams, messages from the other world, all that kind of business could just come in out of nowhere and you just think, oh, wow, what is that message for me actually really meaning? Let's look at February, March and see what was going on. Ten of Swords, so the end of a difficult period here coming through. Once again, it's swords, so it's air energy, mental energy. So the end of a difficult time coming to an end here, which is, I call it the family curse card. So sometimes we've just got to work through those situations where for a long while, or it seems like a long while, that things are going awry and we just, family members, conflicts, arguments, that kind of thing. And then finally here we get the end to that. So that's always a good card to get actually in the sword suit, because it means, yeah, that has finally run its course, and you can move on to whatever's coming next, Taurus. And hopefully with your 12th house, you'll be using your intuition a lot more than you use your mental capacity, because the intuition obviously is very strong, much stronger than mental acuity can send you in circles, as we all know. Recent influences: 7 of Pentacles. Don't forget to turn around. It's your birthday month after the next 4 weeks, so turn around and see how far you've come in the last 12 months, really, or the last 11 months leading up to 12 months. Focusing and honing in on what you have achieved, not what you haven't achieved. So very much the Harvest card. So that's coming in there too. And of course, you know, it's a Pentacles card, so that's your suit. So very sort of grounded. There is a bit of air and wind around, so just be mindful to keep your feet on the ground and listen to your intuition this month. And don't forget to look back at what you have achieved in the last 12 months. The lesson you're learning. The 7 of Cups, so the rose-coloured glasses card. The card of if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. And the underpinning theme of the 7 of Cups is actually, we can have some of the things some of the times. We can't have everything all of the time. So oft times, especially in this society or this sort of world we're living in at the moment, everyone wants everything all of the time and gets stroppy or whatever when it doesn't all happen, and then just wonders why and has meltdowns. But we've got to factor in the fact that, yeah, it just universally isn't possible to have everything on your plate all of the time and going the way you want, because otherwise we would never learn anything, would never move forward. So just remember that this 4 weeks, Taurus, just to be, if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. And especially too with this influencing card here, the Knight of Swords, if you know, you sort of have met somebody that just comes through and they're like, oh yes, it's amazing and I love you and you're amazing and I've never met, so this can sort of really match up with this to say, oh, well, you know what, he's not going to be around very long, so just take it for what it is and don't sort of go too deeply into the meanings, because often that Gemini energy can come across as that, you know, talk the talk, but whether they're going to be around long enough, if you get my meaning, especially for Taurus, because they're more long-term planner people, whereas this is quite a fleeting energy, and this one's quite an energy of, oh, hang on, sounds a bit too good to be true. So just keep an eye on that, Taurus, in the 12th house, and it could be a lesson sort of, or a karmic incident that's coming back to sort of remind you of something that's been buried deep in this 12th house energy. Near future. And we have the Knight of Wands. So once again, another night. Things really stepping up here in the second week of April. So things really kind of moving very fast. Could be short trips going here, going there. Could be, once again, could be people coming in, but for a very short time, but having a really good time for a short time. So with these kind of night messenger cards, just always be careful, because they are a bit of an immature energy. And I say this to you, Taurus, because you are the long-term planners and very sort of stoic and grounded. So these night energies can tend to be a bit sort of, you know, you can be taken aback by them, going, oh wow, what's that all about, or what's going on here? Suddenly, you know, going from a very dull sort of time to, with the Knight of Wands particularly, to a very full-on time. But then again, on the positive side, we can just look forward to things moving forward, and that suits very well with the time of Aries that we're in. So lots of forward movement going on, and maybe short trips going here or there, or just things out of the blue occurring for you. So grab it with both hands if that's what you feel like doing. What's happening that you're not realising? And we have the Page of Wands. So good news is on the way. Another page, actually, the second page we have in this spread. So he's sort of the bearer of good news that is coming. So if you are waiting on some piece of news eagerly, it is on its way, even though you may feel like in the 12th house, oh, look, you know, this isn't going to happen. What's happening, you know? So good news is on its way. Also, as I said about children, pages will always indicate stories about children or represent children in your life, young children, or, you know, children, new additions to the family. So that's a really lovely card too. So very positive there as well, Taurus, for you. You've got knights, you've got pages, you've got all sorts. Let's see what other people, how other people see you. Oh my God, the Knight of Cups. So very much this idealistic energy, another Knight. So you've got 3 Knights so far, Taurus. So just be really sort of grounded this month with these Knight energies coming in. Very much the card of idealism, like, yeah, everything, oh, wonderful, lovely, chocolates, roses, that kind of thing. Love bombing kind of energy coming through. And also, in a way, if there's something new coming along ideologically, like an offer of some kind, maybe it's a job or some sort of position or some sort of project, just be quite guarded in how you tackle that, because with the Knight of Cups, it can sometimes be that immature energy. It's a bit like a love affair. It's a bit like an infatuation. It only has a short time shelf life and then it's gone. So we've got the 3 Knights here. So things are quite, by the looks, very fleeting coming through in the next 4 weeks. And that kind of suits that Aries energy too, because they are the first sign of the zodiac. So they're very sort of immature in a way, very young, very independent, and very sort of, they will just go for things. They're very sort of impulsive as well. So just watch that energy, especially for you, Taurus, in the next 4 weeks, and just hold that groundedness for yourself. Positive feelings. Page of Cups. So, and you're feeling positive about this, so new sparks of emotional attraction coming through. Once again, children coming through here. Very much an opportunity to feed and grow something new. Could be a new friendship coming through as well, or a new attraction of some kind, but it's only in its sort of very early stages. So it needs to be nurtured and fed and watered in order to grow. So a lovely card, but you're feeling positive about that. And I always trust the Taurus when they know, you know, they know. When they know, they know. You can safely say that about the Taurus people. So yeah, children, and a lot of young energy, youthful energy coming through. As I said just before, that fits very well with that kind of Aries energy. But you're in your 12th house, so just keep grounded, using your intuition. The outcome. And we have the moon. So we can't really see what's going to be the outcome with the moon. It's almost the card of things are hidden from view. So it's not the time really to be looking for that outcome, because you won't be able to see it just yet. I would wait until it's your birthday month, in beginning sort of 3rd week of April, for this moon to sort of become, you know, for whatever's hidden behind the clouds of the moon's hidden behind the clouds. So whatever the moon is obscuring, we need to wait a couple of weeks until we get into your 1st house in mid-April, mid to end of 3rd week of April, to sort of really see what's going on there. So I'm just going to pop a clarifier on that for you, Taurus. Not that we can really get much out of the moon. Once the moon's in a reading spread, it's very hard to sort of ascertain what is being hidden. It also can be deceit as well, whether it's to yourself or from another person. But the scenario that you're looking at isn't quite clear. So let's put a clarifier on that moon. And we have the eagle. So spirit, integrity, connection to the angelic realm. So once again, as I said earlier, using intuitive energies is very wise this month. When the eagle appears, it is a true signal of your connection to the angelic realm. With the angels' help and guidance, you can soar above life to see the larger vista. The eagle helps you make choices accordingly with integrity. When you pray to your angels or your spirit energies, they will answer. They will always answer, for they patiently wait for you to call upon them for assistance. The eagle asks you to remember to soar high above life and look at the bigger picture. Don't get too caught up in tiny, unimportant aspects of life. The spiritual world is the real one. Your physical life is a dream. When the eagle appears, it's also a signal for prayer. It's time for a moment of conscious contact with the divine. Remember that you're always protected and divinely directed if you follow the guidance of spirit as it appears in the form of the eagle. So taking that bird's eye view, very much your kind of energy, Taurus. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good month.